I hope you all are doing well. Let me get myself adjusted real quick. Boom, there we go. Real quick, I'm gonna just get this article, let folks to come on in for a second, and then we will get started with an update on the rise of the Moors case. There we go. If you have any questions regarding this update or the rise of the Moors militia group, or the case and what's been going on, you can email me at iamhhtemple@gmail.com. I'm Rami Salam El. I thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. Uh, just going to give it a couple of more minutes just to let folks come on in for a second and then give an update on this case. Got some unfortunate news to update folks with. Um, and if you have any questions, you can drop it in the chat box if you like, or the comment section. You know, after the live is over, I'll be in there. Or if you have a question and you want me to answer it, but you don't want it to be public, or you're not trying to put it out in the chat box, email me again at iamhhtemple@gmail.com. And all right. Peace, 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 peace. Appreciate you tapping in. So let us get started here. All right. I'm going to be reading an article from the Providence Journal. Let's see if I can get the author. Providence Journal, Kinga Borondi, Broondy. The article is named Massachusetts State Police Confront Supporters of Rise of the Moors at Courthouse, Tow 3 Cars. And then, yeah. And so, just a quick back story if you aren't familiar. Rise of the Moors, a militia group who was arrested. 10 group of 10 people, 11 people were arrested um, on I-95. This was July 3rd. Since then, there have been several trial dates, and things have been certain things have happened and progress forward, but ultimately the case has been delayed and pushed back. The last trial date was August 9th, I believe, August 9th, somewhere right in there. It got moved back to September 8th today, and unfortunately, the long short of it, if you want the news, is that there wasn't anything solved today. We have here that the district, let me see if I can find that quote here, was moved. They have until October 7th to arraign them on the charges. Let's find it here. Here we go. The defendants, who identify as members of the Rise of the Moors organization, have been held without bail since their July arrest. During a scheduled hearing in August, Assistant District Attorney Graham Van Epps was granted a month delay. So that was delay from last month, pending action by a grand jury. And so here's the update. On September 1st, the grand jury in Middlesex County Superior Court in Woburn handed up indictments against all 8 defendants. That's interesting now, because there was more defendants that were arrested initially. Let me continue. So there's indictments on 8 defendants now for the Rise of the Moors group. They're being detained on 10 counts, all dealing with weapons offenses. They will continue to be held pending their arraignment in Superior Court. This is where I want to find. So the judge presiding today is quoted, "If you are not arraigned by October 7th, then we will revisit a motion to dismiss," Judge James Lamoth told Stephen Perez, an attorney representing one of the defendants, on a standby basis. "There's no point in arguing a motion if the court does not have jurisdiction here." Um, so it looks like the long short of it is they have been indicted by the Superior Court, and they are being held pending their arraignment, and they have until October 7th to be arraigned in the Superior Court. And they still are going to be, I didn't see anything in here uh, informing us that they have been granted bail, so it still looks like all of them, at least the 8 members, because it says 8 defendants, so now 8 defendants are being held without bail until at least October 7th for another. I guess we'll find an update with them being arraigned between now and then. Um, Here we go. While most of the men have fired their legal counsels and will be representing themselves in future proceedings, Omar Antonio was in court with his attorney Christian Williams of the Harvard Law School Criminal Justice Institute. Williams objected to the delay in holding probable cause and bail hearings for his client and moved for a dismissal. And this is the unfortunate part I wanted to get to. The brief proceeding was capped when the vehicles of supporters who attended the session, some driving in from as far away as Ohio and Maryland, were targeted for towing. Excuse me. Troopers blocked one car from leaving the parking lot of an adjacent vacant warehouse, pulling the 2 women in the vehicle out of the car, searching their belongings, and towing the late model Toyota to the barracks for inventory. Um, if you're wondering why, it says the car had a license plate identifying it as belonging to the Moorish Papyrus Spiritual Circle. Just for clarification purposes, I have no idea what the Moorish Papyrus Spiritual Circle is. Um, I apologize that I don't have more information about that. That's just my first time ever hearing that. 2 cars parked in the courthouse lot, a late model Cadillac uh, with a plate identifying it as being from the Moroccan Empire, and a Jeep Grand Cherokee were blocked from leaving, their contents searched. The occupants were given some of their belongings before the cars were towed. The operator of one of the vehicles, Ianga Bay, 33, with an address in Arkansas, was held on weapons charges after police claimed they found a gun in her vehicle. She was charged with possession of a firearm, improper storage of a firearm, possession of a large capacity weapon or feeding device, and possession of ammunition without a firearms identification card. Police also charged her with operating an uninsured and unregistered vehicle, being an unlicensed driver, and attaching a license plate. Yikes. State police said all 3 vehicles had fictitious license plates, calling them homemade. Um, the woman driving the Jeep was charged with being an unlicensed driver and for operating an unregistered and uninsured motor vehicle. But police declined to identify her, saying only that she was a Maryland resident. The driver of another car was issued a summons for driving an unregistered vehicle. So that um, that is unfortunate, and is too late to nationalize allegedly. And allegedly, I'm not sure what the allegedly is, but this is what I'm reading from. Again, is from the Providence Journal, uh, giving you an update. What I did want to say is, uh, it is unfortunate, reading this about um, the sister Yanga Bay, who is now being held on weapons charges. Those are some serious charges. Um, I actually, uh, never mind. I'm not even gonna put that there. Um, During the hearing, Van Epps and Lamothe muted the microphones of and talked over the defendants, with the judge admonishing them that they would get a chance to revise their names and make their arguments in superior court. I believe, okay, and I believe that part is there is because the paragraph before it says the defendants were indicted under their legal names. Jamal Tavon Sanders Latimer and Quinn Cumberlander, both of Pawtucket, who also face charges in Rhode Island. Aaron Johnson, Aban El Currag, Curragh, Lamar Dow, Conald Pierre, Perez, and Antonio. So those were the 8 defendants who are now indicted via the Superior Court. Jamal, Quinn, Aaron, Aban, Lamar, Conald, Perez, and Antonio. And I'm presuming from this sentence that because it's saying that they muted the microphones and talked over the defendants, saying that they will get a chance to revise their names and make arguments in Superior Court, that the defendants were yelling or arguing that is not their name, that they want to be arraigned under, their Moorish names. I believe that's the issue. I'm not positive as I wasn't in the court to know for precisely. Um, Okay, okay. And so just as of now, there's no arraignment scheduled yet, nor has their case been assigned to a judge in the Superior Court, just in case you were wondering. And again, the 8 individuals or defendants, they face charges of possession of a large capacity firearm, possession of large capacity feeding device, carrying a firearm without a license, possession of a loaded shotgun, improper storage of a large capacity firearm near a minor, improper storage of a rifle shotgun near a minor, use of body armor in a felony, conspiracy, carrying a loaded weapon without a license, and possession of ammunition without a firearms identification card. So those are the charges that the original 8 Rise of the Moors members are charged with. Um, in terms of papyrus, yeah, oh, it is papyrus, yeah. Excuse me, thank you for that. Um, in terms of where we're going from here in respect to updates on the news, it looks like October 7th is the new cutoff time, at least for some sort of updates. So I'm presuming that there should be some sort of arraignment hearing scheduled in the next few days or so, as this is September 8th, so we got another month. Um, if there is more information that comes out before then, I'll make sure to update you. Do you have any questions in terms of what I updated you with so far? And while give me 1 second, because I want to try to find the original an original article to see if I can find the names of the people. Okay, yeah. So originally there was 11 people arrested. Currently now there's 8 people arraigned or indicted. Excuse me, 8 people indicted. Um, Initially, there was 11 people arrested. One of those 11 was a minor. So I believe that that person, the charges may have been dismissed against the minor. I don't know. I haven't heard any more updates in regards to that. But that still leaves 2 of the individuals out of the remaining 10 that were not indicted in Superior Court, which is very interesting. I don't want to uh, feel any rumors or gossip, but um, it's very interesting that 2 of those people were not indicted. Um, you know, and I'll try to see if I can pull up the article to get a comparison of the names. Um, I don't see him right here. I should have probably figured that out. Let me see if I can find it. One moment here. I'm gonna try to find the actual name. Here we go. So Conrad, Conrad. Okay, here's so the two people that are not indicted are Robert Rodriguez of Bronx, New York, 21, and Wilfredo Hernandez, also known as Will Musa, 23 of Bronx, New York. So those two individuals were not named in the indictment in Superior Court for the Rise of the Moors militia group. They were arrested in the original arrest of the 11 people. Those two were included of the 11. But as of now, I did not see their name, and it states it's only 8 people are indicted on charges. I don't know what that means in respect to those two individuals. Um, time will tell in regards to that. What happened to the other three? What happened to the other three individuals? So I believe out of the 11, there's 8 that are, just to summarize, out of the original 11 Rise of the Moors militia group members that were arrested, one of which was a minor. I believe the charges were dismissed because I haven't seen his name mentioned, or I don't even know if it's a him. I haven't seen the minor's name mentioned or even referenced in the case in a while. So that leaves 10 members. And of those remaining 10 members, the 2 people that are missing from the 8 that were indicted in Superior Court are Wilfredo and, did I say Roberto? Robert, excuse me, Wilfredo Hernandez and Robert Rodriguez. Those are the 2 that were not indicted. Those were indeed noble or killed. Those might be the 2 that ran in the woods. Those were the 2 that ran in the woods. If I'm not, I'm almost positive. Those were indeed the 2 that ran. Just to clarify, when the Rise of the Moors were originally approached by the state trooper, after some time, I believe other state troopers showed up and informed them that they were most likely going to be arrested. And at that time, 2 individuals, which we would later discover would be Robert and Wilfredo, they had ran. I think they ran for about a mile and a half, and fled the scene. They were arrested nearby and charged as well. Um, let me see here. Is there any other questions? Are there? I'll come back to that. Blocks of Dias. I'll come back to that in one moment. Um, if they was in USAR, they would have a better chance. Um, you know, appreciate your perspective. Love Embry. Everyone has the right to own property. A lone forced association is against human rights. Okay. Um, the grand jury are the ones who can lawfully indict anyone. El Bay. They have more charges than Osama bin Laden. Okay. Um, USR is no better, family, Mars TV says. Just stick to the teachings of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Islam. Seven's up on that. Um, Noble Kill, I heard one of the members was giving up information to get out on probation. I don't know. in regards to this update in these videos, I also I put the playlist that, that I've been adding to. I'm doing my best to just stick to the information that is provided or evidence that we can see, as opposed to speculation. Um, what I will say, because it's not speculation, um, and it kind of is related. Uh, and I dropped the link in there so that you can see for yourself. But the woman, the Moorish woman that was arrested on several weapons charges, Ayanga Bay, was also featured um, on the YouTube channel Canaanland Moors, disassembling and reassembling an AR-15 rifle. And why that's important is, and especially I want to get this message out, one, to all more true Moorish Americans, true Moors out there, but also to anyone that is following along with this case and looking for some perspective. Unfortunately, you have certain individuals like the brother that's up there in Canada that controls the Canaanland Moor site or the YouTube channel. He has been helping to promote and push this idea of having a militia and pushing this idea of Moors having weapons, which is why, in my opinion, from my perspective, he put this video on the YouTube channel to try to gain support for the idea that the rise of the Moors, and now we see with her Ianga being arrested, is somehow having guns and uh, showing off weapons online is somehow a noble or honorable or some sort of activity that Moorish Americans are supposed to be doing. And so this is Rami Salam El talking on opinion, just my perspective now. True Moorish Americans, based on what Noble Drew Ali teaches, based on the teachings, we are not supposed to be promoting any sort of ideas like the Moorish militia. We're not supposed to be having weapons. We are for peace, not destruction. We are supposed to be about love instead of hate. So I just want, again, to reiterate to Moors out there, true Moorish Americans, please don't get online and please don't be out in public brandishing weapons and firearms and guns, and claiming that that is what we're supposed to be doing as Moorish Americans or as Moors. Um, that's not what Noble Drew Ali taught, and that's not helping us uplift fallen humanity. Um, yeah, let me just sum it up right there. And if you're watching and you're not a Moor and you're trying to understand, well, why some of these Moors have guns and some Moors are against it, who should I listen to? I urge you, please, humbly, study what Noble Drew Ali said. It's a man named Noble Drew Ali. Noble, Drew, Ali, like Muhammad Ali. Look the brother up, study the information and the teachings and the guidance and the wisdom that he was teaching, and then you'll be able to better discern, and determine when you see a Moorish American or you see a Moor, um, whether they are teaching things that are in line with Noble Drew Ali or they are being radical and extreme and doing their own thing. Because it's very clear when you study the teachings. But I don't want you to believe me. You know what I mean? Me just telling you doesn't get you to know. That's why I want you to look it up for yourself. All right. Mm. Um, Ah, Bloxidus, how is it that other ethnicities can get away with it? Speaking for Moorish Americans, true Moorish Americans, our concern is not what other people from other nations are doing. We're not supposed to be doing what they are doing. We're supposed to be doing what we're supposed to be doing. You feel me? Which is uplifting fallen humanity. You feel me? All right, let me focus. Um, And Drew Ali, as Mars TV said, it is reported that the Holy Prophet stated, "Don't even carry a pocket knife." So not even a pocket knife, let alone pistols and shotguns and assault rifles. Just to reiterate, not supposed to be having guns and carrying and weapons all around. Um, Kevin N. Stop lying. I'm not sure if you're speaking to me or someone else. If you're still in here, Kevin N. What did you feel I was lying about? Just to clarify. Um, is there any other questions? Did I miss any other questions? Um, Different times. I'm not sure what that means. Johnny Bravo. There was one other question I did see blocks of this that I seen. Are there any procl are there are there any proclamation recognizing Moorish Americans in Los Angeles, California? Um, I don't know what you I don't know, and I don't quite know what you mean by proclamation recognizing Moorish Americans. Um, yeah, it's the best I can do for that one. Um, all right. That was in terms of the actual case. Again, eight now there are eight Rise of the Moors militia group members that are now indicted in Superior Court. They are waiting to be arraigned. If they aren't arraigned by October 7th, the Judge James Lamoth, told the attorney representing one of the defendants that they can revisit a motion to dismiss at that point. So the grand jury of the Superior Court indicted eight defendants. They have they're detained on 10 counts, all dealing with weapons offenses. They have until October 7th to be arraigned in the Superior Court. And again, that court is Middlesex County Superior Court in Woburn, Woburn. Um, and then additionally, supporters of the Rise of the Moors militia group, uh, they were some of their cars were towed and impounded. Some of them were given tickets, and one of them, Yanga Bay, was being held on weapons charges. One, two, three, four different weapons charges, and then also operating an uninsured and unregistered vehicle. Um, hmm, yeah. Money nor arms make a man, but national principles and standards. I dig that. Um, we need the Instagram name of the two that are out. Yeah, yeah. In terms of the charges, very, very serious. Uh, it's unfortunate, And again, if, man, I'm saying this humbly. I know that the Rise of the Moors supporters and members, uh, a lot of them don't like me and saying some mean things to me. And it's cool. It's love anyway. But if you do care about the people that are arrested and detained, humbly, I'm saying, please rethink how you're going about supporting the brothers and sisters that are locked up. If you truly care about them and want them out of prison or out of jail, if you do support their movement, be mindful about how you are acting and the actions you are taking because um, trying to be hostile or aggressive towards the government or officials, in my humble opinion, I don't think it's helping you at all. I don't think it's going to benefit you or help you in any way in terms of getting brothers and sisters out of jail. I think it's only going to result in more charges and consequences and things that you don't really want. So hopefully you could just put aside your feelings towards me and really just think about what I'm saying. Um, yeah, you know. And closing out, when we recognize, consider, and accept that we are not smarter than Prophet Noble Drew Ali, it will save you the trouble. And on that note, Mars TV, as the first brother said, um, especially for those that do consider Noble Drew Ali to be a prophet, a true and divine prophet. You know, if you don't believe that or don't have faith or don't feel that he's a prophet, it's all love. You know, this part isn't for you. But for those that do, I mean, the Moors out there that do say they honor Noble Drew Ali as a prophet, now is not the time to try to test out your wisdom against what Noble Drew Ali said. Noble Drew Ali was sent here by our Creator, the Creator of the universe. We should really have faith and believe and trust in what Noble Drew Ali taught us, the guidance and the teachings and the instructions and the laws that Noble Drew Ali brought for us. That's how, you know, the idea of religion, the way of life that he Noble Drew Ali brought back to us that we had lost through being enslaved for hundreds and hundreds of years here. That is what's going to get us out of this situation. Not us trying to think we are better, that we know better, that the times are different, and so now we need to do something different. Humbly, stop trying to do your own thing. Follow Noble Drew Ali. If you are not able to do that, then I'm asking you, just don't call yourself a Moorish American and you honor Noble Drew Ali. If you want to do your own thing, then do your own thing, but don't confuse people, and claim that you honor Noble Drew Ali and then you're mixing in your other stuff with it. Because then it results in situations like this where you have individuals in prison and arrested, and now you know, many people around the country and the world are now confused about what being a Moorish American truly is. Um, so, wow. I'm about to get off. I appreciate the question, Elmar Bay. The prophet also stated that you are not to put your brothers and sisters in harm's way. Do you agree that you played a part in their kidnapping, Rami? No, I do not agree. I think the question, the way you framed it, is incorrect. You said that they were kidnapped, believe they were arrested, and they are now detained and in jail without bail, and that was due to the trial and the hearing that they had. It was called a dangerousness hearing. You can look it up for yourself. Um, so through their own actions, and they were arrested because they were traveling, or traveling without the proper information and permits and licenses and registration. Didn't have anything. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything in regards to their actions. In fact, Elmar Bay, I said to them, this is prior, months and months prior, I said, you guys should not be uh, posting yourself online and trying to create a militia and saying we need to get guns. I was telling them to do the opposite of what they're doing. So, just to answer your question directly, no, I don't think I played a part in their quote unquote kidnapping or arrest or anything of the sort. You know, I appreciate your question. I will say this: I think that for the people that may feel like I somehow played a role, I think that really shows a lack of accountability. You know what I mean, and responsibility, and and that is much bigger than this situation. That's a problem that we as a people have. We as a people lack accountability and lack responsibility, taking ownership for our mistakes and the things that we do that are incorrect. So even bigger than just Jamal and the rise of the Moors militia group, that's an issue that we as a people got to correct. Um, I don't just want to make sure that I got all the updates. I don't see any no questions in the email. Was there any other questions in regards to the case that I didn't answer? Um, um, trying to just make sure I didn't miss anything. Just because I'm not gonna update unless I see an update in some sort of news in regard to this. So I just want to make sure I capture everything. Um, yeah, yeah, I think that's all the news in terms of the updates for today. Oh, peace, Black Enigma. Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, it's a very interesting update, brother. Um, right. Yeah, and yeah, ultimately, and that's the thing I understand, emotions and feelings about it that you're mad at me because I was, informing the rise of the Moore supporters specifically. A lot of them are mad at me because I was speaking on this beforehand. Um, but understand right now, I'm literally just reporting the information. You know what I mean? So please don't be angry and feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm providing the news to Moorish Americans and Moors that want to understand what's going on. You know, many of the outlets are not going to report the information in this way with the context. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. And um, all right, Elmar Bay. When you say government, who are you referring to, might I ask? Those who are claiming to be government are not. The people are the government, though. That's all I'm saying. Um, that's what's up, man. I don't. Well, I will clarify and say when I say government, I'm speaking about the United States of America, that government. Um, to your statement about the people claiming to be government or not, and the people are the government, no doubt. Um, yeah, yeah, to recap, I was gonna recap it as I close. Um, mm, mm, mm. Um, to recap, today was a hearing or a court date for the rise of the Moors. At this day, well, September 1st, they were indicted. 8 of the rise of the Moors members were indicted. 2 of them were not indicted. Of the remaining 10, minus the minor that was arrested. In addition to that, they now have until October 7th to be arraigned on the charges. Also, several of the supporters that went there to the court to support the Rise of the Moors militia group, they had their cars impounded because they had as the article stated, they had homemade plates or, quote unquote, fictitious plates and registration on their cars. So several of the cars were impounded, and one of the supporters was arrested on several weapons charges, as well as some vehicle related charges as well. Um, Any other questions here? Hmm. Hmm. Well, uh, I'm going to uh, refrain. I'm going to hold on to my opinion in regards to what's going on in the chat. But I will say that hmm, I would just reemphasize that accountability is very important. You know, I'm trying to choose my words carefully, just to not. Uh, I'm just trying to do my best to choose my words carefully. And I would say that accountability is necessary. It is key, and in particular with the Moorish movement, when I would say that when you see people shying away or trying to duck accountability and responsibility, um, then I would be careful that person's advice or guidance or teachings, or their movement if they have some sort of organization that they're doing. I'll be very careful about supporting that. Yeah. I don't see any other questions, so I think I'll. And did anybody else? I don't know if there's any other Rise of the Moors supporters. If there's any other questions while I'm live, you can ask me before I get up off of here. Um, Again, I'll drop the link in there for you so you can follow along and closing out. Um, yeah, and so the next most likely will be sometime around the end of September. I'm guessing, first week of October. Um, Look for some sort of, excuse me. Yeah, I put the update, the news local news outlet update. I put the link in the video description so you can check it out there as well. And it is crazy. Uh, but uh, yeah, so most likely, unless some sort of news breaks, in the next few days, probably be towards the end of September when I give an update on the video. Um, mm, yeah, man, some last minute. Let me get this last minute comment. The prophet never said that local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies didn't have legal jurisdiction over Moors. Ask yourself, where did that teaching come from? That is a very precise question. Very precise question and powerful question. Which is why, again, as I close out, don't this isn't Rami's movement. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to. Hey, listen. If you call yourself a Moorish American, you're saying you're a Moor. Well, follow the teachings of Noble Drew Ali. That's the way to go. And the people that's watching, our European brothers and sisters out there, anybody else out there that's looking on the outside, like what's going on? If you see a Moor, if you see a Moorish American, and they doing some funny teaching, yeah, you ask them, did Noble Drew Ali teach that? Because I was taught that Moorish Americans they're supposed to be following the teachings and the guidance of Noble Drew Ali, and if they're not, you know what I mean? Get your distance, man. Be careful. Emojis. Yeah, 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 man. Our story is deep, man. But I will say, we just gotta follow Noble Drew Ali's teaching, man. Humble ourselves, fall in line, play our position, and follow the teachings of Noble Drew Ali, and we're gonna be all right. And most importantly, man, most importantly, as I close out, love instead of hate. That's what we supposed to be on. Love instead of hate. All right. So walking around being threatening towards governments and police and weapons, that's not loving, man. That's not. We are for peace and not destruction. We're not to cause destruction. We're not to try to overthrow the government. Not supposed to be acting radical and talking radical out here. We're supposed to be about, as Kanye West said on his song Pure Souls featuring Roddy Ricch. Please go check it out now. As Kanye West said, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. All right. Can I get Islam out there? Can I get it? All right, man. Much love. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, again, you can email me at iamhhtemple@gmail.com. I'm Rami Salamel. Thank you for watching. Shh. Thank you. Keep shining. And remember, Moors, love. Love is the key. Love is the way. Thank you for watching. You have a great day. Peace.